The other thing this template will show you how to do is this little rectangle right here will show you how to make a pop-up, a stair-step pop-up card, something like this. This is a basic stair-step pop-up with one step in here like so, but that box will also show you how to make a little bit more intricate, complicated stair steps that have multiple stairs like so. That feature is adaptable to any other cardstock, and how it works is, again, what we're relying on here is the 90-degree nature of this template and the bifold lines right here. And you might be able to see the little indices that are inside of these inside of this rectangle here, but these indices also right here will show you the bifold line. And the first step to making a stair step card is you need two pieces of cardstock. The first one will be the exact size of the template. So what you do, you lay this down, you trace it, you cut it down to size, and then while you're at it, you do your bifold markings right here. You get this point, or you can bring it again to the edge of the template like so, bisect the triangles, and then score down the middle, and you will get a card that is exactly folds in half perfectly and is the size of this template. Now, in order to get the other piece, you want the other piece to be a little smaller, because when you're done, you will adhere these two together. Otherwise, you'll have a card with a hole in the back. So this one has to be a little bit smaller. So what I generally do on something like this to get something smaller is either trim it up after I've cut it, or I just lay it like this. You can see there's about 1/8 of an inch right here and about 1/8 of an inch here. And what's left here you cut and trace, and it'll be smaller. But the key is, however you get this middle piece, you want to find the middle lines. So you've got to get your bifold in here. So I actually would do the bifold before I would trim it down. So when you're done, you have a card that actually is a little bit smaller than the other piece, and it'll adhere to it on the inside. But to use the rectangle to get this center, this is how it works. You have this triangle here. This is the bifold one, and then there's two right here. They are exactly correspond to the line that goes right through the card, and that's how you want to line it up on your template. So I can see the lines. You probably can't through the camera, but right here is the bifold line, and it's intersecting this triangle, and right here I have the bifold line running right to the point here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to trace against the edge of this rectangle, trace over here, or if you have a steady hand, you can use an X-Acto right up against the edge of the template, all the way top to bottom. And then over here, the bottom, you want to score this. I use this knitting needle here. You score it like so, score it like so. You already have the score right here. So after you're done, you'll end up with a rectangle like this, and it'll be cut out because you've used your cutting tool. And you want to pull this piece towards you and fold the rest of it so you can see it's kind of collapsing into the middle. And this is what it'll look like from this side. But here's your little stair step. And now this gives you a place where you can adhere an image. You apply a little bit of glue there. This is something I rubber stamped. And it would just sit here like so and open and close like the sample that I made here. This is your basic stair step. Now, in order to make, you can make this wider, you can make added levels. And how I do, oh, wait, before I go showing you that. After I have this piece like so, I need to put it into the outside piece. So I like to fold it in half, get it right into the crease, push it in. Now everything's lined up in the middle, which is the most important part. So I will take something like a roll tape gun, or even use a glue stick, but with a glue stick you have to be careful you don't put too much glue on. And where I do it is I just make sure I get right near the box, because you want some reinforcement to the stair step as it opens and closes, and right down towards the crease. I also like to capture the edges, so I go over here, and then I also will take it over here. And then this is, again, you got to constantly just make sure that it's lined up here to the crease in the middle. You give yourself an equidistant border here to the top and the bottom, the edge to the card, and then you bring it over here, and then you would go like this, And then on the other side, again, you just want to just keep making sure that your card's going to fold when it's folded over. And then I apply the glue tape here, here, down here, up there, and around the perimeter, and maybe like a little few lines in there. And when I'm done, it'll stick in here like so and open and close with the card. That's when I would then mount my image. Alright, so now if I wanted to get a wider box or have multiple stairs, this is what I would do. Again, I follow the same procedure. I trace and I cut this, I make my center line, and then I trim it down to size a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. So when I'm done, I will have a bifold card that's a little smaller than my outside piece that I will adhere this to. You can see I'm about 1/8 of an inch here and here and here, a perimeter. So this template, now again I'm using these markers, this triangle here, the bifold triangle, and the two little markers right here. I'll place this on a cardstock, and I kind of know where I want my big stair step to be, so I will just eyeball it. But now I have to make sure that I'm operating very perpendicularly. So I bisect this fold line right there in this triangle, and then I make sure these 2 points are also on the fold line. I'll take a pencil and I'll capture the left edge right here. And then I want to just give myself a little notation of where it ends. So I crease this, and then I want to move it over for size. So if I was using this as an embellishment, I wouldn't want it the right side any longer than this edge right here. But I just want to show you that I'm going even wider than that. So I move it over to the right side. I come look for my triangle here. It's sitting now on the crease. And then I make sure these 2 little indices are on this crease as well. And now I go here down the right side and I make my marking there. And again, I want to mark this bottom and top so that I know where my crease, I'm eventually going to take a straight edge and crease it all the way across. So this is a cut line. I would cut here normally. I did this already, but I would cut down this side. Now I want to crease it all the way across. So where I mark my indices, which you probably can't see, I go point to point like this, line it up, I'll crease this, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. That'll give me this wide stair step right here. Now you notice this one right here? I want to show you how to get multiples on top of multiples. All you need is the crease. Wherever there's a crease, you can make another stair step. So I'll do it this way. Here's the crease right here. So now I place this template down here, and in this case I'm going to line this up. I'm using these 2 indices now right here and here. I'm lining them up with the crease of the bigger stair step right there to get one that's going to be right here. Now there's another set of indices here, a little bit up, 1, 2, and then a little bit down, 1, 2. This is for making smaller stair steps. So now I'm only going to trace my pencil down from this point to this point, and this point to this point. Then I also will mark the points of these little triangles so that I know where I'm going to get this crease. There's a dot here and a dot here now. I crease it, I move up here, dot to dot, and then I crease this, and now I have this one that is standing up on top of it. You'll have to prepare if you want to make, you'll have to think about this if you want to make multiples on top of multiples. Like if I wanted to add one on top of this one, I'd need a wider stair step here. And then it would be just one more level of depth to it. So, but that's basically how you do it. This will be, when you open this card, it'll give you depth. There'll be one here and then another one perhaps right here that you're bouncing off of. You could then add one over here on the top, and that's exactly what I did here on this star pop-up. So, last step, just to finish it out, I would just make sure I mount this into my center, and it would be just like that, and then I would adhere my images right to the steps using glue or roll tape. Alright, so that's how you use the stair step. Pop up inside this. This is the A2 template. This Stairstep is adaptable to any other template, any card basically, any size, A7, number 10, whatever you have. And this template is also designed very similarly to the standard size overseas, which is a C6. So I put it on the A2 because that's the most popular size, and the C6 is the most popular over there for crafters.